BMW has promised the international motoring media in Portugal recently that its all-new X2 will be drawing much attention among the locals there. And how right they were, judging from the way heads were turning here and there after just a short while driving it. Perhaps that could have been attributed to three things. The first one is related to color, which is glaring gold, as you see here. And that's not to mention two other available shades that will equally attract as much attention, glitzy orange and shocking blue. Then there's the silhouette, which looks so rakish that you might have thought that the X2 was a pumped-up 1 Series hatchback when it actually is a compressed X1 SUV. The X2's relatively big exhaust pipes and mag wheels are also making a statement. Even the bigger X4 and X6, both sporty spin-offs from the X3 and X5 respectively, can't afford to make as big differentiations as how the X2 does over the X1. Lastly, it's about detailing. The X2 becomes the first BMW to break some rules in design by placing the model name on the left side of the rear boot cover rather than on the right. And apart from featuring the blue-white propeller badge on the C-pillars, the kidney grille up front widens at the base rather than narrows down. The X2 also takes the honor of being the first Bimmer to tote the new M Sport X trim, which highlights exterior add-ons colored differently from the general body paint. Having said all that, it's safe to say that the X2 is guaranteed to be a looker on the catwalk, arguably better than the Mercedes-Benz GLA but possibly not as felt as the Range Rover Evoque. Although the X2's interior may share most bits with the X1, it's how BMW tailored it in the final stages that has made it look and feel more upmarket. The M Sport X trim sees suede leather and color-coded stitching, both playing well to the sporty effect BMW wishes to pin on the X2. A full-size glass roof is also expected to feature in high-spec models when sales start in March. There's the so-called basic rate as well, but it will certainly reduce the appeal of the X2, especially for an import in Thai showrooms. Don't be fooled by the X2's low height from the outside. There's a surprising amount of headroom for all occupants, be it in the front or rear, to put the GLA to shame. And while the X2's boot may be small, its versatility is made up with an underfloor compartment and rear seats that can fold in 3 bits. To underscore the X2's racy mission, all test cars in Lisbon came with the optional sports suspension, xDrive all-wheel drive system and a punchy 190 horsepower 2.0-liter 4-cylinder diesel turbo mated to 8-speed automatic. As expected, the X2 in 20D guise manages to deliver a rewarding driving experience by having lively performance at all times, crisp handling and a steering that feels pleasantly accurate, if numb, when tackling a series of bends. Yes, it feels far more convincing to drive than in the X1. However, that sports suspension setup seems unnecessarily firm and should definitely feel overdone for most tastes of Thai customers. You can always feel its firmness even when tackling the slightest of ruts around the Portuguese countryside. The degree is almost the same as in the Mini Countryman, which also shares the UK L2 platform and transversely laid out engines with the X2 and X1. We hear that the BMW office is initially planning to sell the X2 with petrol power, most likely as the 20i featuring 192 horsepower 2.0-liter as used in the Cooper S Countryman. But unlike the 20D's 8-speed to-bore converter auto, the 20i comes with 7-speed dual-clutch type, which we didn't get the chance to sample. Even so, the 20i shouldn't sound like a slouch at all. And because diesel is a more expensive development than its petrol counterpart, the X2 is hoped to cost around 3 million baht in fully imported form. BMW executives said Thai assembly for it is under study. But the trickier thing with the X2 is its positioning in the luxury SUV market. As it has been designed to slot in between X1 and X3, a space that has yet to be tapped by any of rival brands at the moment, the circa 3 million baht price range is neither cheap nor expensive. The similarly sized GLA is priced below 2.5 million baht and GLA 250 form, while the Evoque in TD4 spec has a loftier ambition with prices starting just above 3.5 million baht. It's probably best not to compare the X2 with its intended competition and simply relish it for what it is: refreshingly new, interestingly different, and considerably good and better to drive than the X1. As said earlier, the X2 feels more like a beefed-up hatchback in one way or the other. Or if you happen to be bored with Mini's brand image and its ambitious pricing in Thailand, the X2 might do the trick for those needing another funky alternative.